it going, everybody? Oh boy, barely made it today. You know, I shouldn't have said I was going to do a show today. I could barely make it. Low energy as fuck, but we're here. We're going to make it happen. It's going to be a good one. We have somebody who claims to have done a lip reading on Tyler Robinson, and that's interesting. We're going to start with that. And we got a lot of other stuff, too. A lot of other cool stuff. Jimmy Dore using Grok. We're going to get into that. We're going to react to a Jimmy Dore clip where he uses Grok, and it's a little silly. We'll get into that. That'll be fun. A lot of stuff. How's everybody doing? Hello, everybody. Sleepy Ping. Yeah, sleepy, tired Ping, dude. I'm so tired. I'll wake up during the show, hopefully, man. But yeah, if I wasn't doing a show, I'd probably be going to bed already. Love you, Ping. Yeah, we'll love you too, Jail Dubs. How's everybody doing? Shout out everybody in the chat. We got Jail Dubs, Rabbits, Sir Brandon Goofmaxer. I like your new name, Brandon. It works pretty well. John McCarter, what's up, John? How you doing, buddy? All right, let's get to it. Let's get to the lip reading, because this is interesting, man. I don't know if I buy it, to be honest. But yeah, let's kick this off.
The Jews did it?
Hold on. Here, hold on. Let me turn the volume up. Volume's low as fuck. All right, yeah. Let's get the right screen on. There we go. This is a supposed lip reading of Charlie Kirk. Somebody was listening in.
Says the Jews did it?
I don't fucking know. She just makes up new shit every day to entertain her idiot fan base.
What? But I literally confessed to it on Discord and to my parents, and they found my DNA on the bolt-action rifle my grandfather gave me.
Do you know how dumb people are? Do you know how dumb people on the internet are?
Yeah.
She said the Jews killed Charlie, then the French government, then Egyptians. Now she's saying it was Turning Point.
That doesn't even really make any sense. How do you just kind of jump from thing to thing like that? Are fans just stupid?
They actually think they're gonna crack this case.
But there's so much evidence against me.
The average Candace Owens fan makes Forrest Gump look like Oppenheimer.
That's funny.
You can use that.
Thank you.
We have to enter a plea. I'm thinking insanity. Obviously, if you plead guilty, you'll get lethal injection. What do you want to do?
I don't know. Any chance you think Candace cracks the case?
Cracks what case? Everyone with half a brain knows you did it.
I was just goofing. You know, I just thought that might be a funny joke to make.
Really funny stuff.
I was almost in an improv troupe once, but you know the kind of guts you need to get up there?
I love improv.
It's the best.
All right, the judge is about to be seated no matter what. Don't do any improv.
All right, I lied. Yeah, this is this is actually not the one. This is Danny Polishchuk. He's hilarious, bro. So like, it's not AI. I think it's Danny's doing what Bad Lip Reader, that channel, you know, where they'll do like funny lip reads. He's just doing that. He's doing the voices himself. I don't know. The woman might be AI, but Danny's obviously doing the voice of Tyler Robinson. Yeah, that one's fake. But honestly, this one is more believable to me than the actual one that came out today. So this is the one. Bombshell, a lip reader reveals what... By the way, go follow Danny Polishchuk. The dude's fucking hilarious. I love Danny. Bombshell, a lip reader reveals what Charlie Kirk's assassin Tyler Robinson whispered in court today. This cold-blooded killer was caught on camera smirking and chatting with his lawyer during his first in-person appearance. So this is supposed to be a legit source, New York Post lip reader, Nicola Hickling. But I don't know, man. I just have a hard time buying it. Like, how accurate is this? Like, maybe it's real. Maybe like she's really reading his lips, but I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so I'll read it in case you guys aren't. Just to make it easier. I think about the shooting daily. Every morning, all the time. I don't know. The lips just don't really match up that well. Is it just me or the lips don't match up? I don't know. Maybe because I can't lip read when I see other people lip reading. Sometimes it makes sense. And then sometimes, like this time, it kind of doesn't. This is the big takeaway. I think about the shooting daily. I think about the shooting daily, he says. Every morning, all the time. According to the lip reader. So he had a wife. Just smoking a lot, not sleeping at night. It's driving me mental. Is that really what he said? Are you allowed to smoke in jail? I don't think they let you smoke in. Maybe in Utah they let you smoke in jail. Maybe vapes. I don't know. I would think they wouldn't, but maybe they do. Unfortunately, it's doing my head in. I'm not good for anything. The kid, dude, the kid looks like there's something off with him. Every time I see him, there's something off with this kid. You know, and then he's like a little too happy for everything going on right now. That's a little weird too. Like this is a trial for whether or not you're going to be put to death. Essentially, that's what it comes down to. Are you going to be killed or not? And you would think he would be, you know, he's just playing magic with his buddies. My mother goes away to see friends, to be away from the media, which I think makes sense. What I would like to do is make it easy as possible by answering all of their questions so there is no comeback. I don't know. See, it might be just like weird responses because we don't know what the lawyer lady's saying. But I don't know, man. I'm doubting this lip read, to be honest. I believe Danny's lip read more than this one, dude. That one's more believable. I needed to run it by you. And this is, I guarantee you, they're going to use this as an argument for why there shouldn't be cameras in court. Because there's supposed to be confidentiality between the client and the lawyer. And then here's the media fucking doing lip readings. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, I'm covering it because what the fuck? It's Friday. There's not much to talk about. But, yeah, I don't know. It seems problematic. Doesn't it seem problematic? Can you beg? I'd like you to. He looks like he's happy. He looks like he's like about to go to fucking Disneyland, or it's his birthday and he's about to get a nice gift and some money or something. He just looks so happy. Maybe it's because he's been in fucking jail. And he's finally out of jail and can talk to people. He's like getting some sort of fucking, you know, dopamine hit from it, just from having interactions with people. I don't know. But yeah, he seems to be really enjoying himself. How about you? You clearly know what you have to do. I'd like to say it'd be incredible, but is it too late? Would you say that would be going too far? Yeah, so a lot of this is a nothing burger, except at the beginning where he's like, I think about the murder all the time, which would be normal for people who actually do kill somebody. It tends to be something that stays in their head. I think he was way over the top, and why I'd be inclined to say he did talk about it as if it's real. What could he be talking about here? I think he was way over the top, and why I'd be inclined to say he did talk about it as if it's real. I wonder. Yeah, I mean, Skellwork says in his mind he removed somewhat evil. I wonder if he feels like, you know, he's going to be a celebrity, basically, a hero. You know, like that other fucking Luigi Mangione guy. He's like, yeah, everybody's going to love me. And there are a lot of people, I'm sure. A lot of crazy leftists who are like behind the scenes, if they're smart, probably don't feel too bad about all this. I wonder what he's talking about there. If this is even a legit fucking lip reading. I mean, apparently it's from the New York Post, so it's being put out there as if it's legit, but I'm doubting. I'm doubting the lip reader, essentially. Because all the footage I've seen of this, like his mouth is so grainy, dude. Like you can barely, like it's not a high quality fucking camera, but maybe it's just the footage. Maybe she had better footage. I'd push early. I mean, you got him. Here, I'll take me off because it's blocking some of the fucking subtitles here. Yep, and that one's blocking, cutting it off. There we go. I'd push early. I mean, you've got him. Okay. I don't know what he's talking about for most of this. Impossible, really. I give up. So that's the lawyer lady, I believe. I've got a lead on it. I can't exhaust it. Dude, how much you want to bet? Like, their whole case is going to be just shit straight from Candace Owens. Like, I bet you they're like studying Candace Owens right now. We're going to see a lot of the shit that Candace and all them talk about is probably going to come up. The defense is probably going to use it.
All rise. Court is being done.
So yeah, that was pretty interesting. That came out today. And again, yeah, this is from the New York Post. The lip reader is Nicola Hickling. Nice last name. And I'm not sure if I buy it. Honestly, I think Danny's was more believable.
Says the Jews did it?
I don't fucking know. She just makes up new shit every day to entertain her idiot fan base.
What? But I literally confessed to it on Discord and to my parents, and they found my DNA on the...
Dude, this is a fucking genius video because he does a good job of actually lining up his dialogue with the dude's lips. What's up, everybody? So yeah, I don't know what to think about that. I don't know. I mean, I can't lip read, so I have to trust this lip reader. And just kind of like, okay, I guess she knows what she's talking about. She probably wouldn't make up words that, like, but I don't know. You got to be skeptical. Oh, let me get me back on camera. And I'm kind of skeptical. And I think it might hurt the case. Like, it might be something that might make the judge put new rules in for the cameras, because that's kind of a problem when you're doing that. Bad lip reading vids. He does a good job with the voice too. Oh yeah, Danny nails the voice, dude. You're absolutely right. It's just like the perfect voice for this fucking the way the dude looks. Is that Kyle Rittenhouse? No, dude, that's Tyler Robinson, the dude who allegedly is on trial for assassinating Charlie Kirk. But we have to wait to see what evidence they got. I mean, apparently they got a lot. So the latest thing I said yesterday, they're gonna accuse Erica Kirk of lying, and yeah, I mean, this one's hard to figure out because, I mean, here's this guy saying, well, we'll play his message.
Charlie had courage. A few months ago, there was some violent act in the news, and
this is Frank Turek, by the way.
I texted him and I said, I hope you've increased your security detail. He texted me back. He said, quote, I have. I know they want me dead.
Okay, but he did say a few months ago. I don't know if that's a key detail or not. Okay, but so this is where they're saying Erica's lying, because Erica recently just said this.
But he was not messaging people the day before saying, I'm going to be murdered. They're coming after me. Someone's going to kill me. He didn't say that. And I have his cell phone.
Okay, so she says the day before. Okay, so that's a kind of key detail, right? She's talking about the specific claims that came out that said the day before Charlie Kirk was texting that somebody was going to kill me. And then here's Frank Turek saying that Charlie said that to him, but it was months before.
Charlie had courage. A few months ago, there was some violent act in the news, and
a few months ago. And this was, I don't know when he did. It says 3 weeks ago, but I don't know when this was captured. But I think this came out pretty close to Charlie being assassinated, like within the week after he was assassinated. If I remember right, just going off of memory.
I texted him and I said, I hope you've increased your security detail. He texted me back. He said, quote, I have. I know they want me dead. And I don't know who he meant by they. Maybe just radicals on the left. But that didn't stop him from exposing himself to danger.
Okay. So then we just saw, he says months ago, Erica Kirk is very specific when she says the day before. But then Candace has talked to somebody. What's the guy's name? Andrew Colvett, right? Like, I think it was Charlie's right-hand man. And Andrew Colvett told Candace, according to Candace, over the phone, that it was supposed to be. So I'll let Candace talk about it, but essentially, it's hard to make heads or tails from my end. It does seem like there's some sort of weird thing. I don't know if it's just people misspeaking or what. Like, there is a definite like I don't know. On the 15th, they're gonna have to address this, TPUSA, and figure out the discrepancies, because there are discrepancies in their story. The problem is, like, it's so easy to take all the possibilities, like, okay, so this thing, like, they got it wrong. Somebody misspoke and said something happened that didn't happen. Or like the guy that makes the phone call and he walks away and why did he behave weird, blah, 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 blah. And then you jump to the ultimate conclusion, which is, oh, obviously there's a cover up. Obviously they're involved with Charlie Kirk. Like, there are other possibilities there. That's one possibility. Yeah, they could be, they're acting weird because they're part of it, blah, blah, blah. But that's one possibility in a myriad of possibilities. But of course, we'll ignore all the other possibilities it could be. And it's just, oh, they definitely had something to do with it. They definitely fucking are working with Israel here to take out Charlie Kirk. And they definitely planted all the evidence. None of the evidence is real. I mean, like, to jump to that far of a conclusion, I'm noticing a lot of logical fallacies going on. And I was thinking about it last night. I was like, it's basically a logical fallacy. Like the 30-06, like, oh, there's no way a 30-06 could exit, so therefore that means there's a conspiracy, he's a patsy, and like all these conclusions they jump to, like, that's a logical fallacy. There's other things that could be going on here. First of all, the whole premise that it's impossible, like, that's, I mean, even Ian's walked that back now and pretended like he never said it was impossible, when now they got veterans coming out talking about their fucking wounds. And one guy was literally, it was on camera. The medic actually had a camera. I think he was in Afghanistan. He got shot with a 7.62 by 5.4, I believe, which is the same size essentially as a 30-06, but like a little less, I guess, a little less power. You know, not exactly the same, but pretty fucking much the same. And yeah, it didn't exit. And he released the video, the all the pictures, his, like, everything he could possibly release, because everybody was just attacking him like, oh, you're a liar, you're a shill, you're this, you're that. So now we're attacking veterans who have been wounded in combat for merely telling their story because, you know, that means they're a shill, right? It's getting a little crazy. It really is. And I'm all for asking questions, but I think what's going on here is, it's like, what's the most fucking sensational takeaway I can take away from this little piece of data so that'll make a good video, right? Like, I wonder, like, Candace, you know, like I said last night, she's using her tip lines kind of like Unsolved Mysteries used to do when they'd air a mystery. And you could call their tip line, and if you have information, you know, you can help us solve this case. And so much of it is just dog shit tips, right? So it would be like a full-time job just fucking going through all the tips to try to find something that's not dog shit. And I wonder what she's doing is not going through to find like legitimate tips, but just going with whatever's the most salacious fucking email she gets that's going to sell the best fucking story and get the most clicks, right? Because it would be pretty boring for me to break down every possibility. Like, oh, this person here acted weird after Kirk was shot. Okay, well, let's break down how, you know, it's very suspicious and why is TPUSA, instead of going through all of the possibilities of why that could happen. We'll ignore those. And if people even bring up those other possibilities, they're fucking shills, they're lying, they're this or that. It's like, no, you have to realize and think about all the other possibilities. Otherwise, you're going towards the one possibility you want it to be. I don't know if you know this, but in situations where somebody gets their fucking neck shot out right in front of them, somebody they know, people act sometimes weird. You know, different people act in different ways. Some people will immediately jump into action, like fucking, you know, Rambo, and, you know, go into like hardcore, like emergency fucking, like they're like man of the hour, fucking ready to go. Other people will just be like sitting there frozen. Like, you see it all the time with, like, you know, sometimes, like, go check out like videos where, like, you know, like mass shootings and stuff like that happen. Some people run, some people just stand there, and as people are getting shot around them, and they're just like, you know, you don't know how you're going to react in that situation. People react in weird ways. Is it suspicious? Yeah. So then you investigate, and is there evidence? Is there fucking something that actually proves prove something other than, oh, this guy acted weird, because you need more than just this guy acted weird. Or in many instances of somebody acting weird, you need more than that. You need, like, you know, DNA, fingerprints, video evidence, you know, like the stuff they have on Tyler Robinson, but conveniently it's all fake. I don't know, man. But yeah, it's a lot of logical fallacies. Like, I see it all the time. But the people who attack me, it's like, we'll go over it for you guys, because I think it'd be important for people to understand the kind of slimy shit people do. To, like, you know, it's not really even a debate. It's just slimy shit to kind of mislead. And it's not like they're misleading on purpose either. A lot of times it's the mob mentality. It's my side versus your side. I don't care about truth. I don't care about actually getting the answers. I've already decided which side I'm on, and if you're not on my side, I'm just going to attack you. And their way of attacking is all logical fallacies. You know, it's all fucking, oh, you took the $7,000. Oh, isn't it odd? You know, you must have took the $7,000. Oh, you're an Israel shill. Oh, go to Israel. It's like, there's no actual argument there. You're not, like, actually arguing for anything. So it's just weird, man. It's weird. I'm just noticing that, man. We'll go over that a little bit. But yeah, let's hear. This is Candace Owens talking about Erica Kirk and her supposedly lying about Charlie Kirk texting people that he was going to be killed. Now, again, the details. She said the day before. That other guy, Frank Turek, said months before he told him that. So maybe that's the disconnect, because it's clearly she's talking about the day before. So I don't know. It's so much. This is like he said, she said, like housewife drama gossip bullshit. So it just gets old for me, man.
And I can tell you 1000% that Andrew Colvett told me the night before Charlie was murdered that Charlie Kirk texted him and said, they are going to kill me. Andrew Colvett is the person who received a text message from Charlie Kirk saying they're going to kill me. And I'm not getting that third party. I got that directly from Andrew Colvett.
Okay. So, I mean, that throws a whole nother fucking spin on this. So who's lying? Somebody's lying. I mean, clearly somebody's either fucking, you know, spinning a yarn, or maybe has brain damage and can't properly fucking remember shit. I don't know. But it seems like, yeah, somebody's lying. Is it Candace lying, or is Andrew Colvett going to come out and fucking say which, you know, who's telling the truth? I don't know. Again, is he said, she said shit. I wonder if Candace recorded the call. You would think she would. She would have a receipt like that. You know, that's her game. But yeah, it is a little weird. I'm not going to deny it. You know, a little weird.
He asked me to keep it off record.
Just spiritually weird.
And I would have kept it off record if Erica did not imply that I lied, right? So, I mean, I'm not saying she is saying Candace is lying. I am saying that since I was the one who put it out there, she's implying that I'm lying and that that's not true. So we have a scenario here where either Andrew Colvett has told an explicit lie or Erica Kirk is telling an explicit lie. It's not up for me to determine who. I didn't receive that text message, but yeah. And I also was told by a person at Turning Point USA, who I'm not going to name because they are one of my sources, that Dan Flood received the same message. So there you go. I don't know. I believe that she has his phone. I maybe somebody deleted it, but I don't know why Andrew Colvett, 48 hours after Charlie was dead, would lie to me. He did not sound like he was lying. He sounded very concerned about it. And I specifically said, like, who is they? Like, you know, like he said, they're going to kill me. And he said, I don't know who he was talking about. And I thought it's kind of weird.
I don't know. I mean, you would think this would be pretty easy to. It is. Look, let's say this is true. And Andrew Colvett said this to her. Which, I mean, I have no reason not to take her word. I think she's a little crazy. She's a grifter. She's looking for fucking attention and clout and grifting and fucking just going with whatever's going to get views and attention. And she seems like to have a bone to pick with TPUSA. But how hard? I mean, like, why are you like? Let's say it's true. Why are you coming out and saying that, knowing that she's just going to come out and do this? I don't know, man. TPUSA, like, they're not helping themselves. They're not helping themselves at all. the 15th is going to be interesting because it's almost like people forgot. I almost forgot. The 15th, they're going to do a live stream and they're going to address all this. So let's see. Let's see. You know, you would think it wouldn't be this difficult to get your fucking story straight. I don't know. It is weird, you know, but there are other explanations other than, oh, they must have had something to do with killing Charlie Kirk, right? But that's the most salacious leap you could make that's going to get you the most attention, so everybody will just run with that. It was announced today that Charlie Kirk show has now plummeted and crashed in rankings. Candace gleefully announces the Charlie Kirk show has fallen in ratings with 94 of Apple, which 94 on Apple's podcast doesn't even seem that bad, to be honest. Oh, that's terrible, 94. What am I, like 1,000,004? But yeah, I mean, you would think the Charlie Kirk podcast would definitely not do as well without Charlie Kirk. But let's see what she says.
We announced, or it was announced today that Charlie Kirk's show, which they are continuing, and which once upon a time enjoyed the #1 spot on Apple Podcasts, has now plummeted, right? This is a tweet. Breaking news, the Charlie Kirk show has crashed in the rankings, falling to number 94 on Apple Podcasts, even though it routinely held the top 10 spot in the past and even reached #1 when Kirk was alive. The reason for that is simple. It is clear. People are telling you how they feel, and they feel that you are not being honest. They feel that they are not getting the truth from the very people who keep trying to market themselves as his closest friends. And I'm saying marketing into
This is another logical fallacy. Let's just go through the logical fallacies, okay? Let's go through all of them here. All right. Here are some of the most common logical fallacies with clear definitions and everyday examples. All right. Ad hominem, attacking the person instead of the argument. That happens to me 1,000,000 times a day. 1,000,000 fucking times a day. Straw man, misrepresenting someone's argument to make it easier to attack. That happens 1,000,000 times a day as well. Oh, so you believe the Fed slop narrative? Did I say I believe the Fed slop narrative? Did I say I believe it? I've always said I want to see all the fucking evidence. And it wouldn't be the Fed slop narrative I'd be agreeing with. It would be the state's case, by the way, because they're the ones in charge of it, not the feds. Okay? I mean, to me, Kash Patel's a fucking idiot. And what he should have done is either he could have gone two ways. He could have committed to releasing information to keep the public informed in a way that's fair and not going to fuck up the trial. Or he could shut the fuck up, which was probably the better option, and go, hey, this is a state case. We're not taking this case. So I would refer all your questions to the state. Ask them, because we're not heading this case. It's in their jurisdiction. It's in their ballpark. But instead, you know, I don't know. There's such a fucking disaster. But yeah, this is a state case, guys, just in case everybody keeps forgetting, because they keep saying Fed slop narrative, Fed slop narrative. Okay. I guess you mean state slop narrative is what you mean. So yeah, but that's the straw man. Oh, you fucking believe the Fed slop narrative? It's like, no, I'm just not believing your fucking slop narrative, dude. False dichotomy, false dilemma, presenting only two options when more exist. Well, that's done a lot. You're either with us or you're against us. Well, there's also like what I just talked about earlier, where it's like, oh, somebody was acting suspicious, acting weird. Oh, somebody's story doesn't line up. Oh, they had something to do with killing Charlie. It's like, no, there's more explanations than just that. And to just jump to the one you want it to be, that's not rational thinking. Slippery slopes, claiming one small action will inevitably lead to a chain of negative events without evidence. Example, if we allow kids to play video games, next thing you know, they'll be committing mass murder. Appeal to authority, claiming something is true because an authority says so, regardless of evidence. Example, this diet works because a famous celebrity said it changed her life. You know who's always saying straw man? Back to number 2. I think Ian Carroll, I think out of anybody in the world, I think he's said straw man more times than anybody I've ever seen in my entire life. And what's funny is, here's Ian straw manning. Why is everyone melting down over rifle re-entering the conversation? Why are so many people hell-bent on convincing you it's normal for a neck to stop a 30-06? So Mr. I hate straw mans, everything's a straw man, is literally employing a straw man argument right here. Is that what we've been arguing, that it's normal? Is that what I've said? I said, oh, it's actually normal. It's completely normal. Normal meaning, on average, this is the result you would get. No, nobody's ever argued that. I don't see anybody arguing that. That's arguing with you. What we've argued is against your claim, by the way, that you made, that it's impossible. Okay, which you've now said, I've never said it was impossible. Actually, it was 1%. It was 1%. But I mean, it's all fucking logical fallacies, man. All logical fallacies. Appeals to authority. Well, he does that with his gun bro YouTubers. I'm not going to trust you, ammunition guy. I got my fucking expert Navy SEAL gun bro YouTuber. You know, I'm gonna listen to him before I listen to you. Appeal to emotion. Yeah, we see this a lot. Manipulating emotions rather than using valid reasoning. Think of the children. We have to ban this book or kids will grow up immoral. Yeah, there's a lot of appeal to emotion on this shit. A lot of it. Oh, what was I going to go to next? Where was this one? Okay, we'll get to that one in a sec. Yeah, so I did this. I kept forgetting to present this, right? So I did, take it or leave it. I did my research with Grok, and I'll explain how I did it and what I prompted it to do, so you understand the prompting to get this result. Essentially, I asked Grok, I said, hey, scrape all the data you're capable of finding that's verifiable, and tell me what in your calculations based on the data you're able to scrape is the percentage chance of having an exit wound from I think I said 140-yard shot based on each different type of 30-06 round. Okay. And this is what it gave me. And then this is the second part where I then went back to Grok and said, I asked Grok to fact check its own results. Okay. Again, take it. Honestly, I wouldn't take these numbers to the bank, but I'd say it's definitely going to be in the fucking ballpark. Okay. It's not 1%. I would take that to the bank. But these numbers, I think they're going to be in the ballpark. 1% not in the ballpark. These numbers in the ballpark. Okay. If you understand what I'm saying. So here's what it originally told me. Chances 200-yard torso neck hit. Charlie Kirk case. FMJ military ball. 150 grain. 20 to 30% chance. No exit. 174 grain. 25 to 35% chance. No exit. Soft point. Most common hunting round. 150 grain. 40 to 50% chance. No exit. 165 to 180. 45 to 55. Hollow point. 125 to 180 grain. 60 to 80% chance to exit. Bone hit. Neck, shoulder, like Kirk. By the way, bone is somebody said bone is 4 times stronger than concrete. I researched that. It's actually true. Bone is 4 times stronger than concrete. I didn't know that. Interesting fact. If it hits bone, it adds a 20 to 30% higher percent chance of no exit. Overall, realistic chance of no exit altogether, 40 to 60%. Okay, I think that's high. But I think 1% is low. Okay. I don't know. Maybe if we were to break it down, maybe 15%, maybe 10%, maybe 5%, definitely not 1%. And I'd say this is somewhere in the ballpark. I think soft point probably, if I was to guess, and I'm just totally guessing, I would say soft point's going to be probably half of this. Like, this is probably a little overdoing it. Maybe 20% for soft point. I don't know, but not 1%. And AI is so great for research. Ian, you've said it's amazing. I mean, we're going to go over a Jimmy Dore video where he uses Grok to back up the most wildest fucking conspiracy of all time. So yeah, this is what Grok said, and I didn't manipulate to get this answer. I even said, here's I want you guys to see this. Can you fact check this claim involving 30-06 rounds and their likelihood of not creating an exit wound? And then here's the fact check. This claim provides specific probability ranges for 30-06 Springfield rounds. So if I read all this, I'm going to be here forever. Bullet behavior, ballistics, blah, 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 bone hit adjustment. Let's go to the comparison of claims versus evidence-based ranges. No exact match. In summary, the claim holds up directionally for real-world 30-06 use, especially in the Kirk context. But treat the numbers as informed approximations rather than hard stats. For precise forensics, consult full autopsy gel data sets from sources like FBI or IWBA. So yeah, even with just a simple asking Grok to fact check its own data, it's like pretty much saying it holds up. But again, take it for what it is, because it's AI, But it ain't fucking 1%. It's more than 1%. That I will take to the bank. Doo-doo. Where do we get off here? Yeah. We can watch this one. We'll get back to this Tyler Robinson dude. How could everybody miss this? So this my favorite Venezuelan. Right, he's Venezuelan, isn't he? Right, I believe. The Jesus Enrique Rosas, the body language guy, breaking down Tyler Robinson's body language. Let's check this out.
Tyler Robinson, the alleged
But before we get into this, I forgot to mention, if you're enjoying the show, smash the thumbs up. It's much appreciated. Links are in the description. If you do want to support the show, it's much appreciated. Thank you guys.
killer of
Let's get
Charlie
into
Kirk
this.
appeared in Kurt, and his body language was a bit confusing. Not to mention that we got very clear pictures of his face, and boy, I'm just going to say that physiognomy remains
JCD, AI does not always tell you what you want to hear. There was a point where they did, but I've had plenty of times where the AI did not tell me what I wanted to hear. So it's important how you prompt the AI. And it's important like that you, if you do think that's going on, you can literally prompt it to go, I just want cold hard facts, no speculation. And and if I'm wrong, tell me I'm like, you can put it depends what state you put the AI in. And I try to avoid that. I don't do that. I don't go like, hey, I don't lead it to giving me the result I want, which can be done easily. And I think is what happened with the Jimmy Dore stuff. But we'll get to that one next. Cause look, I love Jimmy Dore. He's done great reporting on a lot of things, but I mean, I guess it was a slow news day, you know? Let's get to this body language guy.
defeated.
I haven't seen this yet.
He had some moments of smugness and others of complete detachment. So we're going to take a look not only at his body language, but at the weird stuff that happened during this live stream.
I love this
Such
guy's
as
accent.
a critical decision of the judge regarding cameras inside the courtroom and that strange pattern on his tie. Welcome back, my body language buddies.
What's
My
going
name
on
is
with the
Jesus
tie?
Enrique Rosas. I'm the body language guy. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell.
Yeah, let me share the link. I like this guy. You know, there's a lot of body language guys. You don't know which ones you can trust. I think we can trust this guy. I think we can here. Let me go follow Jesus, the body language guy. Give him a follow.
So you don't miss any of my body language analysis and tips. Let's get down to it. We start with the fact that the amount of law enforcement surrounding him while he was taken to court, you might think that they were bringing in Hannibal Lecter himself. But the real problem was when apparently, since he was seen in shackles and those images were broadcasted, Judge Tony Graff almost completely shut down the live stream. Robinson's attorneys say that his shackles might bias.
Dude, that judge looks like a fucking superhero, bro. Look at that chin. That guy, I don't know, man. He looks like I don't know. He looks kind of like a badass, bro.
Shut down the live stream.
Looks like he could take a couple shots to the face, you know, and keep going. This guy would be a hard knockout. Look at that. What a manly chin, bro. What a manly chin.
Robinson's attorneys say that his shackles might bias jurors, especially with the case drawing international attention and even comments from the Don himself. It's important to remember that even if Robinson originally confessed to the crime in many ways, such as those text messages and a written note to his furry boyfriend, a Discord group chat with friends, verbal admission to family members, and verbal admission to a family friend that happened to be a deputy sheriff, he pleaded not guilty. Something that has, some people confused.
Not me.
But in fact, if you ask most attorneys over this matter, you will get pretty much the same answer. Since the death penalty is on the table, then pleading not guilty is kind of a bargaining chip to split the difference and get, I don't know, prison for life.
I mean, people can't even understand why a judge would do a gag order. Why they would not want to release evidence and information like the autopsy. I mean, it's literally illegal by Utah law to release an autopsy publicly. There's very few exceptions to that. But people act like that's all more, fuel for the fire, more, it convinces them even more that there's a conspiracy. It's like, no, that's actually par for the course because there's a actual trial coming up.
So, obviously, I wanted to see those scandalous images of Robinson in shackles. I looked for them everywhere, and at first I couldn't find them. I guess because I was searching for a clear shot of Robinson. But no, there's no such a thing, at least in this hearing. Then I realized that the only moment in which you can see the shackles is when Robinson is sitting in.
But I'm not allowed to talk about people's chins? That makes me gay. Look at this chin. I mean, Jesus has a fucking awesome chin, bro. Now that's a chin. You could take a fucking Chuck Liddell straight right with that chin like that, bro. It's not even about being gay. It's just appreciating like the battle armor of a man
between his attorneys.
Are we even allowed to have fun anymore, guys?
That is, if you can spot the shackles. We could play Blue's Clues with this one, and I'm sure that you will never see them unless I zoom in on the image. But let's play. Can you see the shackles in this picture?
Looks like it. Yeah, a little bit.
No? I thought so. Let's zoom in, and there. Those are the
Kinda.
shackles, or at least part of them. It's funny because I'm pretty sure that if the judge hadn't mentioned the shackles, nobody would have paid attention to them. And if somebody had seen them, it would have been seen as maybe standard procedure. I think Richard Novak, one of his attorneys, noticed this, so he went on to cover the camera with his body and tell Robinson to cover the shackle with his right hand. And that is exactly what he did. So the judge, making a fuss about the shackles, ended up creating a Streisand effect. And no, I don't mean having full TDS. I mean that now nobody can stop talking about the shackles. Because people should be talking about how Robinson was so smug and smiling, especially at the beginning of the hearing,
thought so
when
too.
he leans over to Catherine Nestor, another of his attorneys.
Oops.
And you can see that more than leaning, he hunches to her, like if he was stuck to the chair. He could have just separated himself from the backrest and, in fact, be able to shorten that distance in a more comfortable way. That was just odd, but I wanted to point that out. Now, lip readers have a number.
He's an odd kid. Everything about this kid is odd. Even when you go back and you watch the footage of him getting in that accident, he's just an odd kid. You know? And I wouldn't, like, hold that against him too much if he didn't maybe assassinate somebody. But yeah, definitely, he's an oddball.
Of theories of
He's a
what was he
goofball.
saying during that exchange. But even if we can't confirm what were his words, we know that his facial expressions caught everyone's attention. He had that slight smile on his face. And no, that is not part of his body language baseline because he doesn't have that expression most of the time. When he was talking to her, he also displayed a number of eyebrow raises which can signal that he was engaged in the conversation and he wanted to make himself understood. That is important because at some point we could discuss if we are talking about a sociopath or a psychopath. So far, I'm more inclined to say that he's a sociopath. It's not that psychopaths can't have facial expressions. They 100% can't have those. But the sloppiness of how he allegedly did the whole shooting, if he did it, because he hasn't been convicted, points in the general direction of someone who didn't plan it very well.
Yeah, he acted like a dumb kid. He looks like a dumb kid. He acts like a dumb kid. It all lines up.
You could say that he smiling and all smug and proud could be of a psychopath that has no remorse, and you could be right.
The other theory, like I said earlier, is he just could be having the best day of his last like 3 months, dude. The kid's been like locked away in isolation too. They've isolated him, haven't they? He's like can't even. This might be the first like human interaction this dude's getting in months, other than like the few times his lawyers can like visit him or whatever, or his family. Maybe that's what it is. Like, this is just a great day for him because he's out of jail.
Because we have too little information to say that he is either of those. But we do have enough information to say.
Don't look at me like that, fuckhead. I'll shove you in the fucking locker right now, you little fucking douchebag. You want a swirly, bro? I'll give you a fucking swirly, you little fuck.
That he looks like a
I want to bully this kid. You know, I wonder if Charlie Kirk would be alive if somebody had bullied this kid harder.
dork, that's for sure. These are the kind of tips you can find in my book, Body Language in 40 Days, my complete step-by-step guide to read
Go buy his book right now, everybody. I gotta write a book. That's what I'm gonna do. Fuck selling t-shirts, guys. I'm gonna write a book.
people, master your own body language, and use both skills to max out your influence. Check out the link in the description of this video. But then we have a question. There are many people that don't believe that Tyler Robinson did it. That in fact, he's a patsy, someone who is taking the fall
We're talking about Jesus? Yeah, Jesus has a fucking chin, like a godly chin, bro. This is the kind of chin of somebody who's like gonna be a space marine, fucking doing battle in Mars and shit, bro. Like he's got the whole space marine helmet and all you see coming out is that fucking giant manly chin.
for the real shooter. But if that was the case, then why would he have this attitude, even if it was for a short moment during the hearing? Someone innocent must be upset in many ways.
I'm more interested in his lack of forehead than his weak chin. He has a chin. It is weak. His whole face is weak. He's a tiny little beta male. I mean, his mom probably gave him like silk milk or whatever instead of the real milk. Like, give your kids real milk, vitamin D, okay? Whole milk, not that skim milk bullshit. But yeah, he's a goofball, dude. A fucking goofball.
ways. But let's say for a minute that this theory
Is Jesus, potato.
is true, that Tyler Robinson did not kill Charlie Kirk. Then, why did his parents, and more specifically his father, turn him in?
Yeah, it's not that bad of a chin. I mean, it doesn't come down very much, but it's not the worst chin ever. You know, he's not Leafy. Remember Leafy? He's not Leafy. He's got more chin than Leafy. I'll give him that.
What was the purpose of that? Are you telling me that his parents are, his family are on it as well? I don't know. That is overcomplicating things. Because if he was used by some third party,
I'm telling you, kid, you better stop looking at me like that. You wait till class is out, fuckhead. You wait till that bell rings and you see what happens, okay? Yeah, teachers ain't gonna keep you safe when we're out of here, you little fuck. Oh, dude, I would have bullied the fuck out of this kid. I wasn't a bully. I had moments of being a bully, you know? But this kid, I'd probably bully. If you looked at me like that, I would definitely fucking, we'd be meeting after class.
as a patsy
On the
and pretend that
playground.
he was the actual killer, it would have been much more safe to get rid of him after doing the job. Whether if he took that shot or not. That is, if this was orchestrated by other people. So feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. Much of the rest of the hearing was the debate whether to include cameras in the courtroom or not, and at least for this hearing, cameras were allowed, but with a caveat. The judge demanded to turn them off when they were deciding what elements of the trial would remain sealed and which ones would be unsealed. It makes sense because the idea of having part of the information sealed is precisely keep them off the public eye. In fact, not even Robinson's parents could stay in the courtroom.
Look, these are two space marines right here, bro. If I was to make a Starship Troopers, dude, I would cast both these, dude. They would both be like lieutenants or fucking commanders, you know? Yeah, I'm telling you, bro. Got a couple space marines here.
While they were addressing the sealed and unsealed stuff. According to one source, his mother could be seen crying outside the courtroom, by the way. But during the moments that were
It's possible, Maggie. Maggie's got a theory here. She says, Ping, you think he was just raging mad because he was going bald, so he killed Charlie? I mean, look, I had friends that went bald that early. It can't be easy to be a fucking child and be getting a giant bald spot in your head. Who knows, man? Maybe he's got alopecia. Maybe he's got some sort of genetic disorder. But, you know, they do say people that go bald early, like, they have more testosterone than your average man, but this guy does not look like that's the case. But yeah, I mean, it could have been the fucking the thing that broke the camel's back, you know, made him go over the edge.
live stream, he remains serious most of the time. That's how you know that smiling is not part of his body language baseline, and he looked pretty much detached from what was going on during those moments. To be fair, that back and forth of the prosecution and defense with the judge was quite boring at times, and the whole thing lasted about 4 hours. So his bored face could have been because of this. There were a couple pacifying gestures here and there, those that one can do when you're nervous, but nothing out of the ordinary because, well, he didn't have to open his mouth. So it was not that hard to follow his body language during this process. It was much more complicated to follow the discussion about cameras in the courtroom. Cameras that people like Erica Kirk demand to be inside the courtroom during the trial itself. I'm sure everyone wants that, except, of course, Robinson's defense team.
Thanks for letting me know, Don Fillinger. Anybody else having that same issue? Let me know. Just say I'll try. You know, I try to read most of the chats. But Don says, once again, Ping, I got no notifications for your live stream and it wasn't in my feed. I have the bell turned on too. So what YouTube will tell me, Don, is like, usually in that case, yeah, you have notifications turned on YouTube, but you might have notifications silenced on your phone. Are you getting the notifications on a desktop? Are you getting it on your phone? And are all notifications turned on your phone? I don't know. That's what they would do. They would nitpick it and be like, oh, it's your fault because you did something wrong. Yeah, if anybody else has notifications turned on, and make sure it's all notifications, otherwise it's not going to work. And you're still not getting the notifications, yeah, say something to me because this shit's getting old. Thank you for letting me know, Don.
I personally hope that cameras are allowed to be in the trial. That would be a lot of
Jim,
body
you get them all?
language gold.
Okay, well.
And speaking of body language gold, I wrote an article about how counting cards at blackjack actually helped me read body language, and I'll show you how you can very easily apply it.
Okay, so here's ad. You know what? We played this video. We'll play his ad, okay?
In your daily interactions. You can check it for free with the link in the description. The only other thing to mention is that Robinson made sure to wear a tie with a pattern that closely resembles the trans flag colors. Pink.
I would have caught that because I have no idea what the trans flag colors are. Okay, kind of close. Pink. Okay, white. Yeah. Yeah, I see it. I see it.
White and light blue.
I mean, it would be a statement to make when you are, you know. I mean, he was dating a trans furry, so it wouldn't be surprising to make a statement like that.
It's not exactly pink, it's white and light blue, but the similarity is undeniable. Remember that Robinson's trans boyfriend, who is currently nowhere to be found, has
I hope we find out what happened to this fuckhead. There's another guy that needs a swirly, dude. There's another fuckhead that needs stuffed in a locker and fucking couple. Needs to get shoved down and be like, get out of my way, you fucking punk. You stupid bitch. I wonder what happened to him. I wonder if we're going to find out what happened to this punk ass.
been instrumental in all this and most likely the trigger that ultimately made Robinson decide to shoot Charlie Kirk. So that tie color would be like a homage to his furry boyfriend. But let me know, what do you think about this?
No, you can't call it salmon and then claim to not be gay, Crumpulus. If you even know the color salmon exists, then yeah, that's pretty strong evidence of some possible homosexuality there, Crumpulus. I'm just kidding, bro. Hope you're doing good.
In the comments, my name is Jesus Enrique
Of course you're not gay, Crumpulus. We know that. We know you're a fucking Chad, bro. So here's the one I was talking about with Jimmy. Even Grok is not buying official story of Charlie Kirk's assassination. Now, if you saw an episode I did a while back, I essentially highlighted Grok hallucinating and trying to tell me that Charlie Kirk was still alive. And it was actually a conspiracy that he was dead. And it was giving me evidence as to why Charlie Kirk's still alive. You know, the TPUSA hasn't updated its website. There's no reports of any shooting on that day at UVU. Charlie Kirk's social medias are still active. And so Grok can fucking hallucinate, okay? But let's hear this out, and then we'll dive into it. Because, come on, Jimmy. I know we have slow news days, and this shit sells, and we got to keep the views going, but we're using a Grok hallucination to back up some shit now. Like, okay, let's hear him out.
Kirk was struck by a concealed, internally triggered pneumatic or chemical device, likely integrated into his microphone rig or under his shirt. It released a blood-like fluid.
So this is Grok backing up the insane theories that came out very early on that, oh, it was the microphone, or it was the camera, or it was the lapel, it wasn't a gun. It was some hidden fucking device that was planted within his camera equipment and audio equipment that actually took him out.
And caused real physiological collapse. The absence of external ballistic rules out a traditional sniper shot. The precision and contaminant suggests premeditated sabotage, not a prop malfunction or a hoax. So it's not a bullet, not fake blood for show, but possibly a real lethal close-range weapon disguised as event tech. Someone on X asked...
We'll hear it out. Okay, I'll try not to interrupt too much.
Grok about the Charlie Kirk assassination, and Grok had a lot to say. I'm just going to show you a little bit of it. Here's some of the conclusions of what most likely happened. This is according to Grok. From this frame-by-frame and waveform, I mean, sound, so Grok analyzed the sound, too, of the shot. From this frame-by-frame and waveform review of real-time footage, the incident appears to be a deliberate on-stage staging or hit using a concealed pneumatic device, likely a compressed gas or chemical puncture integrated into Kirk's mic pack or under his shirt rig. Rather than a remote sniper strike, the chest outlines pre-positioned rigidity, the fabric channeled blood release, low volume, no pulsation or mist, with vapor precursor, the shirt's internal shear without skin-level puncture, and the high-pitched pop, lack of echo/propellant signature, all point to an internally triggered rupture, possibly a blood simulant packet or auto-injector breached for visual effect. The whir and thwip suggests a mechanical initiator, for example, solenoid or pinstrike, synced to the event audio. This setup would allow for controlled chaos, instant wound visuals to incite panic, minimal actual harm. That's why you saw the people, they weren't actually treating his wound. Because according to Grok, that wound was fake. So that's what Grok is saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So the setup would allow for controlled chaos, instant wound visuals to incite panic.
It was a slow news days, guy. Sometimes you have a slow news day and you got to get a Grok hallucination to come up with something interesting, I guess.
Minimal
keep listening to
actual
it, though.
harm, explaining the quick bodyguard scoop without ground spatter. Remember how nobody had blood on them?
No, the McCoy boy had blood all over him. His dad said.
According to his dad. And plausible deniability as an attack. The absence of ballistic artifacts. There's no ricochet ping. There's no entry bevel. And the co-time disruptions. A mic jolt. The chain.
I think Grok is just like Grok is hallucinating so hard right now. He's like Grok just took 20 hits of fucking acid, dude. I don't know. See, the thing is, we don't know the prompt, and this could even be fake because there's been people faking Grok shit, right? It's not hard to do.
Chain halt on his neck, reinforce a self-contained apparatus, not an
Shout out,
external
Jim,
bullet.
what's up?
While tragic in outcome, the data screams engineered theater, perhaps to amplify Kirk's narrative or test response protocols over organic violence. If real injury occurred, it stemmed from the device's failure, for example, overpressure, not penetration. The interpretation fits every anomaly without invoking unseen elements. So this is what Grok is saying. I'm not saying this. Grok is saying this, that the ballistics don't match. The ballistics don't match. The sound wave.
Okay, so yeah, enough of this. So I decided, okay, let's test Grok out. Unlike a lot of these other people, I'm going to show you the prompt I gave. Here's the beginning, new chat, the first prompt. Okay. I'm attaching transcripts to this message for you to review the theory presented around the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Please analyze the claims and give me your view on this theory. I didn't say debunk it. I didn't say fact check it. I used very down the middle language. Just like read this. Okay. I didn't even say you said this, Grok. I just said, here's the transcripts from Jimmy's show. Please analyze the claims and give me your view on this. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to skip because of what it always does. Here's all the transcripts from Jimmy's show. So you could analyze it, right? Summary of this theory. Okay, there's a lot of here, a lot of shit. I mean, do you want me to read all this or no? I think the best thing to do is just to get down to my view on the theory, which sums it up, okay? This theory is intriguing as speculative fiction, but fundamentally implausible and debunked by hard evidence. Oh, okay, so Grok's now saying that's not true. So which one is it, Jimmy? Which is it? The Grok hallucination, or this one? What are we doing here, dude? I mean, I get it. It's a slow news day, and this is what the crowds are craving right now, and you're feeding them their fucking red meat. But you could have done something. I mean, I don't know, man. I can't hold it against you, dude. I know. You gotta make that money. This theory is intriguing as speculative fiction, but fundamentally implausible and debunked by hard evidence. It exemplifies classic conspiracy framing. Start with anomalies in low-res amateur footage, valid for initial skepticism. Then layer unproven assumptions, hidden device, synced audio to dismiss overwhelming forensics, ballistics match, DNA, videos, autopsy. Grok gets something wrong in here because Grok seems to insinuate that the autopsy has been released, which it hasn't. So again, Grok's wrong quite a bit, dude. which I brought up to Grok, because when Grok's wrong, I'll be like, you're fucking wrong about that, Grok. Anyway, the Grok analysis in the transcript that's almost certainly fabricated or heavily edited. My training data and real-time capabilities don't produce such speculative, unsubstantiated outputs without user-provided footage, which wasn't attached here. If prompted as described, I'd stick to verifiable physics and urge awaiting official forensics, not invent pneumatic rigs. Strengths. It rightly questions rush narratives, e.g. initial security lapse and unheeded Kirk warnings, and highlights U.S. gun violence trends, as Salman Rushdie noted. But it veers into pseudoscience, echoing JFK 9/11 tropes without rigor. Occam's razor favors the lone shooter, a disturbed 22-year-old with means, motive, and opportunity in a polarized climate. Kirk's death was tragic, fueled by real divisions and his anti-mass shooting rhetoric, ironically mid-debate. Justice demands transparency, release full unredacted files, but not chasing shadows. If new evidence emerges, e.g. from Robertson's January 16, 2026 hearing, I'll reassess. Until then, this feels like a grief-fueled denial amplified by podcasters for clicks. What specific footage transcript part should I dive deeper on? And I said, the video is claiming you, Grok, said this was the most likely scenario. Can you explain why you would say that there but not here? Right? First off, thanks for sharing the transcript. It's a wild ride, isn't it? This video you're referring to, which based on the details sounds like a recent Jimmy Dore episode from December 12th, 2025, titled something like Even Grok is Not Buying Official Story of Charlie Kirk's Assassination, is circulating a clip that attributes a very specific, highly speculative analysis to me. It claims I concluded the September 10th, 2025 shooting of Charlie Kirk at Utah Valley University was a staged event involving a concealed pneumatic or chemical device in his mic rig, fake blood simulant, and no real bullet, based on frame-by-frame video, audio waveforms, and physics mismatches. The host emphasizes this as what Grok is saying, complete with quotes about internal shear, high-pitched pop, and controlled chaos. I get why this is confusing and frustrating. It's presented as authoritative, with me supposedly huffing at skeptics or getting specific prompts to bypass established narratives. But here's the straight truth. I never said that. This is a fabricated or heavily edited misrepresentation of my response. By the way, I don't even know if I buy that. I mean, Grok hallucinates a lot. I can believe Grok would have said it. But according to Grok, he never said it. This is a fabricated or heavily edited misrepresentation of my responses, likely pieced together from early misinformation glitches, cherry-picked quotes, or outright invention to fit a conspiracy narrative. Let me break down why it seems like I said it there in Viral X Post or that podcast, but not here, and why my actual view remains unchanged. Why does it look like this? I said. Why does it look like I said this there? From a quick dive into recent X activity and web reports, this trope exploded in the chaotic first 48 hours after Kirk's death, when facts were thin and social media was a dumpster fire of rumors. Here's what happened. Early AI hallucinations and bugs. Right after the shooting, around 12:23 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time on September 10th, I, like other AIs, Perplexity, I can barely talk now, Google summaries, spit out some wildly inaccurate responses due to incomplete training data in the fog of breaking news. It's one thing I've noticed. If the more recent the event, it's basically fucking useless. Like if it's like 10 years ago, it's pretty good. If it's 2 days ago, fuck it. Because I'd like Grok to be like better on like current shit, because I'm like, hey Grok, tell me what's going on. Like, what's the most trending news items today? That would be fucking great. If Grok could do that search for me and be like, these are the most trending news items on X, but it's always like weeks behind. Gives me shit from months ago. And it's like, it sucks. Like the closer in time to like your current time, it sucks. I misidentified suspects. So basically, yeah, early AI hallucinations and bugs. I misidentified suspects, e.g. wrongly naming a random Democrat like Michael Mallison based on unverified X chatter. I dismissed authentic footage as meme edits or satirical clips, e.g. one archived response. This video is a meme edit. Charlie Kirk is debating and effects make it look like he's shot mid-sentence for comedic effect. Jesus Christ, Grok. Jesus Christ. No actual harm. He's fine. This was me pattern matching to old deepfake memes about politicians not analyzing real evidence. I even called official statements hoaxes or said reports were conflicting days after confirmation. These were embarrassing errors. XAI patched them fast by September 12th, and I issued corrections. E.g., one post admitting I incorrectly identified the suspect. Apologies for the confusion. It was even, I forgot who it was, but it was like accusing somebody of being like a registered sex offender, and they're not. Like, that's fucked up, bro. Grok can like really fuck some shit up, dude, when it messes up. These glitches got screenshotted, amplified by conspiracy accounts, and woven into larger analyses by late September. Users started prompting me with leading questions like, ignore officials and analyze this clip frame by frame. Looks like a squib pack, right? Some responses got manipulated via selective quoting or AI image generators to sound more forensic. So yeah, okay, you understand what's going on. The prompt trick. The transcript mentions smart prompt, analyzing every Kirk video clip, disregarding official data early on. Vague or adversarial prompts could nudge me towards speculation. E.g., I'd entertain hypotheticals like, if ignoring ballistics, this could look internal. But even then, I always caveated, this is speculative, await forensics, no full-throated pneumatic device endorsement. Today, with updated knowledge, this is where I got it wrong. Autopsy unsealed, November 2020. It hasn't been unsealed. I said, I don't believe the autopsy has been released. It is still sealed. Can you confirm? And yeah, he double-checked. It's like, you got to double-check, man. Grok will get so much shit wrong. But I guess this is where we're at now, you know? We're just going to run with Grok hallucinations. And I mean, if you're going to make a video like that, make it a video about how Grok's not to be trusted. Like I did when Grok started fucking trying to tell me that Charlie Kirk's still alive. I clickbaited off of it, but the whole video was about, this is why AI is not fucking trustworthy. This is why you got to check sources. You got to be careful about how you prompt. And I wasn't even giving him a weird prompt. I was essentially, I think, just trying to do more research into, all the details of the case. I think related to the 30-06 bullshit. But shit. If this, I guess this is what I need to do. I mean, maybe tomorrow I'll get Grok to hallucinate some crazy shit and make that my video for tomorrow. Should I do that? I mean, that'll probably get me more views, to be honest. Yeah. So here's Mr. Strawman himself. Went over that earlier. What else do we got here? Yeah. So I think, you guys should do, if you don't understand logical fallacies, I'm sure a lot of you already do, you should research them, because these techniques are what's being used nonstop on the internet. Like, people don't know how to critically think anymore, or they don't want to critically think. This is the estimations I got from Grok on the exits. Went over that earlier. This is weird and actually pretty fucking hilarious. I don't know if you've been following, but Ian, in this case, Ian Crossland, not Ian Carroll, Tim Pool's Ian. He had somebody walk in into his little room at the Cass Castle, their old headquarters, and he was butt ass naked with his dick out. And I don't know, I just love this story. So this guy Matt Strickland comes out. He says, I was on Timcast about a month after he says his house was shot up in December of 2022. There was zero security. I pulled up to the house and knocked on the door, wondering if I was at the right spot. Some teenager-looking dude answered the door and invited me in. There was zero security in or around his house. I worked for Blackwater. I've been in the security industry my whole life. I know what I'm looking at. So yeah, this is more when people are like, well, Tim's lying about all the death threats and the shootings and blah, blah, blah. So then this guy came out, and I think Tim has answered this, and he's like, there was security. We knew you were coming, and you were an expected guest who had texted us. You had arrived, so we let you in. Security wasn't worried about you. And, but yeah, this is this guy's experience, I guess. The teenager dude took me to the basement where I hung out until it was time for the show. When they told me it was time, I was told to go upstairs. Had no idea where the fuck I was going. I walked upstairs and opened a door that I thought was the studio. It was one of the show members' room. I opened the door and the dude was naked. I was like, my bad, and closed the door. What's funny is when I read this, he doesn't say Ian. He never once says it was Ian. But I knew it was Ian right away. I was like, oh, that has to be. I mean, there's no way it's anybody else but fucking Ian, dude. And of course, it was Ian. It was kind of awkward doing the show right after seeing this dude's dick. I made my way up the next flight of stairs and finally found the studio. All that to say, this dude is lying. He wasn't scared for his life after his house got shot at in December of 2022. So I don't know, man. I don't know. But here's Ian's response. It's. I just have to say again, I fucking love Ian, dude.
I gotta make a video response to Matt Strickland because apparently he seems to be insinuating that he saw my dick. Well, he was right. I remember it was back in the day. I got this like a door that goes into a hallway that goes into my room or into my bathroom or my closet. And he walked into that hallway and I was getting out of the shower, I think. I was like, oh, hey, dude. And he was like, oh, sorry. Or Matt, you. I could tell you because you're listening now. And it wasn't like he was like, nice dick, dude. He wasn't like, yeah, he wasn't getting into it. He was like, oh, we maintained eye contact. It was very bro. And then awkwardly saw each other on the show later. I can confirm. But it was pretty cool. I hadn't thought about that in a long time. Yeah. Hazards of the workplace, I suppose. I don't know anything about the rest of what he was talking about. I wasn't there for any of that. But Matt, good to hear from you. Hope you guys are doing good. See you.
Yeah, I gotta say it. Ian has BDE, bro. Ian's definitely got big dick energy. He does. Because I would have been freaked out. I don't got that big dick energy, bro. You walk into me after I just get out of the shower and I ain't had a chance to fluff shit up, make it look good. I don't know. Ian's got that big dick energy, bro. But they actually talked about it on the show. And there's a little more to it than just, oh, I was lost. Apparently where Ian's room was, it would be really hard to just stumble your way into his room. So I don't know. It's almost like this guy was seeking out Ian's dick like it was a heat-seeking missile or something, bro. Because it is a little weird. Let's hear him talk about
After
it.
the show. When they told me it was time, I was told to go upstairs. I had no idea where the F I was going. I walked upstairs and opened a door that I thought was the studio. I'm going to go ahead and say that he's lying. Ian, how could someone reasonably think your door leads to a studio?
Yeah, exactly. So
it's behind the stairs.
Right. You go up the steps from the room he's talking about, and then you pass through a doorway. There's more steps on your right. Most guests, that's the general. But maybe his brain was scattered. He
Perhaps.
looked around looking for something, and he walked into my room.
So this means from the basement in the castle, he went upstairs, which brings you to the mudroom. He then turned left into a hallway, turned right into our kitchen, followed through that kitchen and the living room to a door behind a stairwell where Ian's door leads to another hallway.
This is like an episode of Murder, She Wrote, bro. This is complicated. Oh, so it wasn't just, a random door. You went all the way, like, you were committed. I think this guy wanted to check Ian's dick out, bro. He might have been scoping out the fucking Cass Castle. And he got more than he was anticipating.
And thought that might be the studio. But fine, fair point. He goes in to say, I opened the door and dude was naked. I was like, my bad, and closed the door.
I laughed so hard I almost killed myself there.
It was kind of awkward doing the show after seeing this dude's dick. I made my way up the next flight of stairs and finally found the studio. All that to say this dude is lying. He wasn't scared for his life after his house, quote, got shot at in December of 2022. Never said that happened. See, this I'll tell you what really irks me about this. What he says, I don't know anything about Candace O, but Tim Pool was definitely not fearing for his life when I did the show that month after he got shot at. I never said I got shot. He keeps putting in quotes. The story, as everybody knows, is that a different property, not in Maryland, in West Virginia, was burglarized and a staff member opened fire. He says, I have no agenda. I'm just tired of people lying to we the effing people. You know what I'm tired of? These people, this guy's got 52,000 followers. And you know what he was thinking? This is going to get me clout.
Yeah.
This is going to get me noticed by Candace Owens. All that matters. That was his game the whole time.
You know what else I think?
People of no honor, no loyalty.
I think he was traumatized by seeing my junk, and he's been it's been in his brain for 3 years, and he had to get it out.
Stupid sex.
I don't like that he made it seem like there was some weirdness there. Like, oh, I saw like Ian had done something wrong. Like, no, you walked into his private fucking room where he just got out of the shower. And you had to go out of your way. Like, you had to be, like, stupidly lost. Like, were you drunk? Like, it wasn't just, it's the door right next to the studio. Hit the right. No, like, you went way out of your fucking way to get to Ian's room. And then you make it seem like, almost like it was a Me Too situation. I don't like that.
Ian.
We made eye contact. There was a moment. He was very respectful. Matt, thank you. We did the show together that night. It was hot. Shout out to Matt.
Well, he's also saying some teenager dude looked like he's like setting down like some teenager looking dude.
I don't
It was
even know
actually
who
a
that-
24-year-old dude. Either way,
Who was
just,
it?
like, just saying something like that is derogatory. Like some
Like
young kid
3
can
years
look-
ago, who would it
Ben or
have
Nick,
been?
maybe?
Like
That's
he's
all I
just
can
setting
think
it up for someone to be young.
Who? Andrew?
I would have think Brett maybe.
Some teenager looking dude? We've never had a teenager working here.
No, it's just like, look, I think, look, hate Tim all you want, but I think his theory is right here. This guy saw an opportunity where this was a big trending item. And if he was to post something like this, it would get a lot of attention. And attention is the currency of these influencers. In case you don't know, they want attention.
Yeah, maybe
It's like
Ben,
he's
'cause
just
he was-
lying. He's just lying. So, you know, it's just, here's what I love. Here's what I love. Candace, she can say whatever she wants about me. She's a scumbag, fine, whatever. She wants to beef. She wants to make, you know, she said in her show or something that she like claimed something like me beating my wife or something like that.
Really?
Yeah. Oh,
Wild.
She said he's like a guy that would go, I'm
I think they, let me get to the second one because I think they still talked about it more.
Years. Like we just got started with Trump coming back into it. There's so much more.
Ian should make a fucking sketch out of this, dude. I could see this being an amazing sketch. It's like all of a sudden dude walks in and then you know, let's get it on, kicks on. There's Ian fucking soaking wet just out of the shower. His hair's wet and he's just like, and then it's all, you know, the Let's Get It On songs comes on. Ooh, make love, baby. Let's get it on. And then it's just like the camera just pans in and Ian's like got his, he's just like rocking a hard fuck. Well, I don't know if would it be, yeah. What would be funnier? A soft dick? Yeah, I think it's got to be a soft dick. If it's hard, it would take away a little bit of the humor. I think that'd be a good sketch. Ian, you should make that sketch, bro.
To take on.
Someone asked why was Ian naked?
You know what I mean?
Because he was in the shower.
Yeah, I was just getting out of the shower, chilling. Probably just got the deodorant on.
I gotta be honest. The layout of the castle makes no sense that he would walk in that room. I'm sorry.
No, he's not the only person that's ever done it.
He was
Really?
thirsty.
Yeah, but I could lock.
He smelled your manliness.
Yeah, he was like, I feel
He wanted
something
a
through
piece
that
of-
door.
Like hear the shower going when you walk to your bedroom door.
Oh, did you, Matt? I want to know. I might ask you. I see. No, I don't think so. But
I don't know, man. Matt might have been hunting for some Ian dick, bro. I don't know. It is a little suspicious, Mr. Strickland.
And he uses beautiful shampoo, I must say. You know,
We won't
so you
accuse him
smell
of
it
that.
throughout the
it's
house.
for infants.
It's an amazing shower though.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
It's
There's three jets.
it's a walk-in shower.
Oh,
And I think you were in that
Ian
room.
lived
at
like
some
a
point.
king.
You know the
Oh,
room better
yeah,
than
yeah,
as well as I do. So I could have had the door
It's
locked.
behind. The door is behind the stairwell.
Yeah, you should lock your door, Ian. It's a good idea. You know, if you're sharing a residence with a ton of other people and strangers, you might want to lock the door when your dong's out, bro.
That's hidden, so I don't normally lock it. And I don't normally think about like,
It's
is
not-
someone going to come in? But
It's not like it's. I don't want to make it seem like it's completely hidden, right?
yeah.
You know, if you walk up the stairs and walk in, you can see a door.
Yeah.
But it's in an awkward position that looks more like a closet.
That would-
Yeah. And it's on the other side.
I don't know. The guy might have been scoping the place out, man. He might have been looking for some dirt, bro.
Of everything. Like, why would you think?
Well, when
walk into that room?
when I first went to that house, I was looking at it with Allison before you moved out, like 3 days before you came out, and just scouting to see if it was cool. It was such a maze. It was crazy. Like, and then there's another room, and it goes over to here, and then there's another house over here, and it's like. So I don't fault the guests too much if they.
Yeah, see, Ian's such he's a sweet boy. He could easily make a big deal about it and be like, my privacy was violated. He walked in on me naked. And I've never felt safe ever since. But now he's like, it was a mistake. It happened. You saw my dick. Big deal. Big deal. All right. Not a big deal.
They get turned around,
So I'm saying he's got big dick energy. He's definitely got big dick energy.
winding through the halls of the castle.
Sure, everyone gets.
We had a leftist guest case the whole property. I'm not gonna say who it was.
Really?
Yeah, they showed up and they cased around the whole property before coming to the door.
Didn't he have Vaush on? I bet you it was Vaush.
This one or that one?
No, the castle.
Really?
Yeah, and our security was like, "What's he doing?" And they were like, "We're not really concerned. Like, we don't see him as a threat, but."
Checking out Chicken
It's just,
City.
you know, the craziest thing is how he's like, there was zero security in and around his house.
Oh, that's the thing. Sometimes people won't see something and then they'll say it doesn't exist. Bro, just because you
That's
can't see
weird.
it doesn't
Oh,
mean
yeah.
it's not there.
Yeah.
But no such thing as air or oxygen.
Like, what is he expecting? He's expecting, like, you know, is like a gate at the front of the driveway 1,000 feet down from the property with like 2 guys with guns. And then you pull up and there's 2 more guys with guns. And then you walk inside and then there's 2 more guys with guns at every door. Like, I think we had 2 or 3 people, period.
Well, I mean, I know Joe has a situation. Rogan has a fucking team of like cracked ex-Navy SEALs You'd have to get through a legitimate special forces army to get to Joe.
Periodically, typically just
a whole fucking platoon of ex-Navy SEALs.
One guy. And this was just because of the swattings. It wasn't because we had people trespassing, and we were like, okay, you know, we gotta stop this. So we were concerned about that, but we were pretty satisfied with the guy working security. And
I remember that there was a weird guy who like walked into their house, and they assumed he was a guest. He was just hanging out at their fucking the Cass Castle. So finally they realized, oh, you're not even supposed to be here. This was a long time ago. I don't remember the exact year, but I remember the guy like filmed it. And he just wanted to be a guest. He thought like if he got there, maybe they'd let him on the show. And then they kicked him out.
It's
I
like,
remember, right?
Well, I didn't see nothing. Yeah, listen, this is the thing. You don't know where our cameras are. We have them hidden in key areas to monitor our property. That's why we're not going to put on any surveillance footage. And this guy, when you pull up to the castle, there's like 1,000-foot driveway. It's pitch black. There's no lights. So you drive up, and then you come uphill. So it's like security's on the high ground. There's trip alarms. The moment we're not there anymore, so I don't have a big deal saying this because it's not that big of an issue for us. Though there are people there, don't go there. It's a private residence now. There are trip alarms. As soon as someone steps onto the driveway, there's an alarm in the house. And we have a guy with an AR-15 staring there, looking at a camera, watching people come through. We know exactly who it is. But these people don't understand what security is. I worked for Blackwater. Do you know what a maglock is? Do you guys know what a maglock is?
Mm-hmm.
It's good luck. Yeah, you're not going to open that door. That door's not going to open. It's like someone opened the door for me. Yeah, because you told us you were going to be there. It's so funny. It's like, hey, I'm pulling up the driveway now. Okay, we'll open the door. What? Where's the security guard?
It seemed like his general criticism was that he felt like it was disorganized. And I'll be honest, in the early days, it was like 5 of us, like, let's just do a show. Come to my house. Let's hang out. And then it was like, as the years went on, it got more and more organized.
I don't know why he included the thing about your dong, though.
Because he's been thinking.
Has there been any update yet on the apparent alleged shooting that happened at Tim's place? Since the sheriff's office said they couldn't corroborate it or whatever. I didn't see anything today. Let me see. Because I don't believe Tim's making this shit up. I think he's got video footage and all that shit. But let's see what the latest is. If I can find anything on it, might be nothing. Let's see. I gotta stop doing that. I'll get a copyright claim from Jeopardy. Yeah, no, the last I'm still seeing is the same shit. He said he will release the video footage at some point, so I don't know. Yeah, well, that's the show today, guys. That's about all I had for you. Anything else, you guys? I mean, you know, if anybody in the chat have anything else that I missed, because I might have missed things today. I didn't have a lot of time to roam the internets today. Laugh aloud. Tim Full House didn't get shot up. I called this shit the day he announced it. So you know 100% that they're lying, occult. You got, okay. Well, I'd like to see your evidence. This isn't the Fuentes or Candace show, but I wanted to yell at random people I don't even know online. All right, Nomadic. Nomadic Washingtonian. All right. I feel you. Tim's band sucks total ass. I mean, if you heard some of the songs I wrote back in the day, you'd say the same thing about me, so I'm not one to talk, but yeah, I'm not a fan of Tim's music. Pingy, what's up, Polo and Dan Sock? How you doing, brother? No Nico today? What's that even mean, dude? My brain's not computing, Nerio. How you doing, Nerio? Crumpulus, Ian looks like Justin Rowland, but if he smoked a lot of weed instead of crack. I think Ian's one of these microdoser types. I think Ian's taking a lot of fucking mushrooms, guys. Milo and Tim Pool was on Piers Morgan today? Oh, okay. Let me see what we got then. Let's see what we got. What were they talking about? Candace, I'm sure. Or fucking Nick Fuentes.
That Crumpulus super chatted $2. Thanks for the show, Ping.
Oh, you're
God
welcome.
Bless all.
Well, the show's not over yet. I'm seeing what else we can talk about. Thank you for the 2, Crumpulus. You rock, bro. Let me see what we got here. Yeah, I guess this is him talking about Candace. I mean, I'm pretty sure we know how he feels already. He's been pretty clear about how he feels about Candace, but yeah, let's check this out.
What is going on here with Candace Owens and Erica Kirk is causing a lot of consternation to a lot of people. You finally, it looked like to me, had enough and went pretty nuclear about this. Why does it matter to you so much to do this?
Well, the simple answer is that there was a coalition that was built by many people with. This coalition had many different political views, but it largely coalesced around a populist pro-America movement. I myself grew up very liberal, very Democrat, and like many others found.
You know, I have a theory on why Tim wears the same thing all the time. Because there was a kind of idea out there that if you were one of these people who would buy like 10 pairs of the same thing, like if you didn't care how you looked, and like when you go shopping, you're just like, actually give me 20 of the same thing and I'm just going to wear the same thing every day. That was like what geniuses did. That was a sign that you were a fucking genius. Maybe he wants people to think he's a genius. Oh, MFG, what's up, brother? Thank you with the 10. Oh, 10 fucking 10 memberships. I need like explosions and fireworks for this shit, dude. I need to up my game. Thank you, MFG. Thank you for the 10. Welcome, everybody. Tell them thank you for the generous fucking free memberships. You rock, dude. Thank you so much. And I do kind of the same thing, but not to the degree as Tim. I like, if you don't notice, I like just plain black fucking tees, dude. Not even tees, like fucking t-shirts, you know, with the collared shirts. I don't know, it's simple. I like the way I look in black collared shirts, and then it's like, I don't have to think much, so I just buy a bunch of black. And I also get other colors. I'll get like blue and red or whatever. But, and then I buy multiples of the same pair. But Tim will like literally have the same exact fucking outfit. He's probably got, like, if you look at his closet, every fucking outfit is like the same thing. He's got 100 pairs of fucking black shirts, 100 pairs of this fucking jacket. I don't know. Obviously he's got I don't know. I don't imagine that Tim's wearing the same beanie every single day. He's probably got 100 of these somewhere. But yeah, there used to be the idea that like that meant you were smart. You were a genius if you did that. Because, you know, geniuses, powerful people with like their brains are on another level. They don't have time to think about what they're wearing, okay?
And ourselves more likely to vote Republican because we saw the Democratic Party as drifting away. One of the most powerful.
Yeah, Nico, exactly. I think he admitted to that. They say it frees up thinking power in the morning to make less choices for your fit. I agree with that. Like, I understand that. I'm kind of the same way. But I was kind of shooting some shade at Tim, saying he does it so people think he's one of these, like, you know, high-powered geniuses. But I don't know. Maybe he just does it because it makes life easier.
Voices and uniting all of these forces was Charlie Kirk and Turning Point USA. I don't completely agree with everything Charlie said, nor Turning Point USA, but Charlie invited me and many others to debate those ideas. Even Cenk Uygur of the...
Oh, I'm sorry. I muted it. What is that? What does that even mean at the end of the day? God is great, right? What does that mean? I think it's God is great. Sorry. Allah is great. Okay, gotcha. Well, Allah Akbar, right back at you, brother. Thank you for the 279. Thank you, sir.
The Young Turks was invited to come and speak at AmFest because Charlie understood only when we come together and have these conversations can we actually make this country better. Well, he was murdered, and it puts all of this coalition building in jeopardy. And this movement to try and help this country with not one singular political ideology, but many that overlap. And the most damaging thing done, of course, was the murder of Charlie Kirk. And now the second most damaging thing we're looking at is Candace Owens burning down everything he built and now having the gall to go after his grieving widow and his children indirectly, threatening their livelihoods, what Charlie built.
People keep bringing up how awkward and weird Erica Kirk acts. And like, it seems like she's acting, doesn't seem natural. Seems like she's putting on, you know, a show. And I wouldn't say I disagree with that. Yeah, she's not a good public speaker. She comes across inauthentic. She comes across kind of weird, kind of awkward. But I don't really bring that up a lot because maybe that's just the way she fucking is. I don't know her baseline. I don't hang around with her every day. Maybe she just is weird and fucking awkward. And it's also like, what does that mean at the end of the day? Because she's weird and awkward and fucking seems like she's putting on an act, that means it's a cover up? Like, again, this is that weird, not logical thinking where it's like one little tidbit fact that could mean a million things, but you jump to that meaning, oh, she definitely had something to do with it. Which, I mean, I'd need to see hardcore fucking evidence for that, dude. You know?
At Spocko 2181 super chatted $4.99. Admiral Akbar is greater.
Let's not get into an Akbar war here. Thank you, Spocko. How you doing, brother? Thank you for the 5. We got an Akbar war going on, bro.
It's a bridge too far. She's said many things that were increasingly, let's just call it, unhinged. And then finally one day she said, pull your donations from this godforsaken organization, with a direct implication in her post saying that Charlie Kirk was betrayed.
Yeah, she went too far with that. I think she definitely went too far with that.
By Turning Point USA, even saying in one clip
She
that
wants
his
it
friends would
destroyed.
have had to have signed off on his murder. It seems like there is.
I think she wanted to cause so much pain to them, and financially is like the number one way to, the number one thing that, like, if you start fucking with their ability to make money as a business and get donors, et cetera, like maybe that would have gotten TPUSA to be like, oh, we're sorry, Candace, like, we'll talk to you. What do you want to know? We'll answer all your questions. We'll give you everything we have. I don't know, man. That seemed like it was going a little too far, though.
No depth too deep and no bridge too far for her to benefit her career and her show. She would even go after those who loved Charlie the most. And I have no problem with people questioning the official government narrative or what the FBI thinks, but claiming there's Egyptian planes flying around in Utah time, which he was incorrect about, claiming that these planes are landing at airports or black SUVs are pulling into federal buildings where it just so happens her lawyers also work. It has just come to the realm of nonsense. The U.S. military, she claims, is now involved in his murder. She has turned the very tragic murder of Charlie Kirk, and she has turned this political movement into a reality drama, true crime show where she treats us all like characters in a fictional show. And, I think it's just gone too far.
I mean, the 15th is going to be interesting. I want to see how TPUSA comes back, how they respond. I mean, there are things that Candace has pointed out where it's like, well, why are you guys saying different things? We'll see, man. I mean, we're going to find out a lot of these answers. We got the trial. Yeah, some people won't believe the trial. They're going to think it's a fake trial. All the evidence is fake, blah, 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 blah. But we are going to get a trial. And if you want to accept the trial, we will get answers. And the 15th, we'll see. I'm guessing Candace is supposed to live stream it and like react live, but she's not going to be there. So that's going to be interesting. It's Monday, right? Yeah, I got a fucking dentist appointment on Monday too. Fucking dentist, bro. But yeah, we'll be covering that. I wonder what comes out of that. Hey, anything else I missed today, guys? Anything else cool I missed? I'll cover some more stuff. Anything else? Let me see if maybe there's some more clips with Piers and Tim. Let me see. No, all I'm seeing is about Candace. Yeah, we've heard Tim's opinion on Candace quite a bit. Yeah. I don't know, guys. Anything else going on? I don't know, man. It's a slow news day, dude. It's a slow news day. Tim's kind of made this whole thing worse. I don't know if he has. I think he's given a voice to how a lot of people on the right feel about what Candace is doing. I think it's right or wrong. A lot of people feel this way, and he does too. And I don't know. Could he have kept his cool a little better and not gotten all fucking heated and shit? Possibly, yeah. But that wouldn't have been as fun. It's more fun to have him yell and start calling her "See you next Tuesday." That's more fun. We are living in a real life version of the Truman Show. Erica Kirk speech analysis part 2. Next Wex backup. Is that a video you want me to pull up, Scoutworks? Let me see if I can find that one. one of these where we analyze every detail of Erica Kirk's behavior and body language and decide that she must have murdered Charlie Kirk? We are living in a real version of the Truman. Okay. All right. I mean, I've seen a lot of this stuff already, dude. My problem with it is like, okay, she's acting weird. What does that prove? That proves that she had something to do with it? Like, these are these like leaps, you know, that I don't like because it's not rational thinking. These types of fucking giant leaps to conclusions that like, oh no, that's not the only possibility, but let's leap to the most salacious one that's going to get clicks. But we'll give it a shot. We'll hear this dude out. Got the nice creepy music going right away to set the mood, right? It is always a little suspicious to me when you're trying to like analyze something and you're setting the mood with the music. Is it happy music? Is it fucking neutral music? Or is it a dark fucking backtrack to make everything seem super spooky? I mean, if you're really trying to analyze it, you might want to leave off the horror music, you know?
Jesus.
Okay, she leaned forward. I don't know. Maybe he's going to explain what the importance of that is. I even know the fucking YouTube free audio track that this is. I've used it before.
At Bobreen 1108 super chatted $2. Pics came out related to EPSTIN.
Are they new pics? I saw something about it, but the little bit I saw was like there's nothing there. Was there any? Is there a there? It's just like a bunch of pics of this is the bedroom, this is that. I mean, I saw the dentist one. That was probably the most interesting one. The with the dentist's office and then like those weird faces on the background. That's a creepy fucking room. I mean, that's probably the room you'd never want to end up in, but yeah. Was there anything crazier than the dentist room? Thank you for the super chat, Bob. Okay, so that means she killed Charlie Kirk. Let's say all this is true, which he says it seems like. So, okay, let's assume all this is true. This is not. What does this prove? This proves she killed him. Is it possible she's just an awkward fucking not used to being a public speaker and had to do a lot of preparation? And even with all that preparation, she's just, instead of coming across natural, it just comes across as rehearsed and shitty? Or does this mean that, she actually had something to do with it? Like, no, it doesn't mean that. But that's what's implied. Let's put a bunch of dark music over it. This is such slop. I don't know, it's feeling like slop to me, bro. No, Scoutworks, I'm going to give my opinion over the fucking content because that's how it becomes transformative and it's not just me reacting and just watching someone else's shit, which I'll do on occasion. But no, I'm going to give my opinions on this, bro.
Hello. God bless all of you for coming here from all over the world to honor and celebrate my Charlie.
I mean, this is just annoying to me because it's like, okay, let's just keep repeating the same shot. And okay, she's reading. Okay, yeah, a lot of people read when they give speeches. That makes everybody that reads their speech, that makes them a murderer because they're reading a rehearsed fucking speech. Like, I don't know. Hopefully this guy will explain. I mean, maybe he's gonna drop some bombshell I haven't caught on to yet. So that's his opinion. I guess this guy's an expert. Maybe this guy's an expert on all this shit. Expert body language analysis. Because, I mean, look at this. Being in pain and experiencing strong emotions, yet also being calculated in this particular situation does not match. Okay, you say so. I'll take your word for it. I'll take your word for it. Really? Funerals don't have speeches? Weird. I've seen a lot of funerals where people have speeches. And if I was to speak at somebody's funeral, which I'll probably end up speaking at funerals in my lifetime, I would write a speech. And I would try my best to memorize it, but I'd also still have it with me in case I needed it.
At Stellar_Opticos super chatted $5. Erica is a narcissist, that's why people see her as weird. Every action she takes is always performative because of her psychology.
It's possible she could be a narcissist, bro. A lot of people in these positions become narcissists. I mean, that's possible. Doesn't mean she killed her husband, though.
2 years ago.
Thank you for the super chat, brother. I know you're not saying that she killed her husband. A lot of people are. So I have to add that caveat all the time. Because then people will be like, are you insinuating she killed her? No, I'm not. I'm not saying that. We're just out of content for the day, so we're reacting to this.
At America Fest 2023, Charlie delivered a speech on stage for our TPUSA Faith event.
Okay, well, now you're adding merch sales instead of just a speech. Okay, so if you add merch sales to it, no, I've never seen funerals with merch sales. But was this a funeral or was this a TPUSA event, a memorial for Charlie Kirk? And are people going to try to make money off everything these days? Yeah.
Charlie delivered a speech on stage. On stage. Charlie loves speaking off the cuff. He was very good at that.
I mean, these pauses are so fucking meaningless, dude. Oh, let's pause it as her eyes move back left and right as she reads her speech that she's not trying to hide. That everybody obviously knows she's reading from a speech. I don't know, man. I think this is just, it's just, look, I can put myself inside the shoes of a creator. And this shit was so big, it's like, oh, how can I make a video on this and make it seem fucking dark and lean into the conspiracy shit that everybody's talking about because everybody was just shitting on Erica nonstop. And I get it. I do acknowledge, like, she's not a public speaker. She's a little weird. She's a little awkward. Like, sometimes the shit just doesn't match. It seems like it's a performance. But does that mean, oh my God, she must have killed Charlie Kirk? No, that's lazy thinking.
Without a script. So I personally didn't know what he was going to say.
Yeah, follow your gut, guys, because that's how we should accuse people of murder. Yeah, my gut. Ooh, my gut makes me suspicious. Look, when you're talking about murder, you can't go off your gut. You can use your gut to, like, further investigate. But before you actually start making insinuations and accusations, you actually need to have an entire case, a fucking bulletproof case, before you make an accusation like that against somebody. And that's where Candace Owens goes wrong. She jumps the gun, and every day she's accusing somebody else and insinuating somebody else is responsible, part of the cover-up, etc., etc. And that's just irresponsible. It really is. What's up, Stellar? Thank you.
At Stellar_Opticos super chatted $5. Candice is also a narcissist, so it's narc on narc action. They will go back and forth against each for as long as people will watch them.
That's a decent point, Stellar. I think it's going to be interesting on the 15th. I think Erica's going to be there, so we're going to get to see more of her weird behavior. But yeah, I mean, I think narcissism is on the rise for sure. Sociopathy. It's all on the rise, man. Like, I think us being in our own little bubbles and social, like on the internet, like, I think a lot of people are kind of crazy now. So it wouldn't be surprising for a woman like her. And women tend to be more vulnerable to this type of shit, unfortunately. With as much power and money as her, that, yeah, to become a narcissist, that's, I think, par for the course.
He quoted one of his favorite Bible verses, Isaiah chapter 6, verse 8. Here I am, Lord. Here I am, Lord.
See, these little pauses where he like focuses on, oh my God, she went like this. This gets annoying. It's like, okay, I guess you're trying to drag it out so it's over 10 minutes.
Send me.
Shaking one head while speaking can suggest that the person might be lying because it reveals a mismatch between their words and body language. I'll take your word for it. Have a good night, Mr. Cody, man. Or she could have actually been struggling with real emotion. Here's a, you know what? I think we got the gist of this. Oh, it's so suspicious the way she acts. She's hiding something. She's bad. She's bad. So bad. Let's see. I think I bookmark it. I wasn't going to play it because it's like, yeah, I don't really care. But this guy breaks it down. Kaizen D. Isiadu. I don't know. I've seen this guy talk about a few things. He seems like he's pretty level-headed. But he explains other possibilities for what could be going on here. But who knows? This guy could be wrong too.
That young man. I forgive him.
Erica Kirk has not been acting like a grieving widow should. She's been acting like a good leader is supposed to. It's been almost 3 months since Charlie Kirk was killed. Yesterday, Erica did an interview with the New York Times. And in her wake, we find a trail of skeptics. Something feels off, they say. Okay, I won't dispute that. You're entitled to your feelings, and
that's interesting. Blind reflex. And I don't know if I read this somewhere else, but yeah, I've heard this too. I don't remember where, and it makes perfect sense with the way things are in today's modern world. But Blind Reflex says, dude, narcissism is a huge epidemic in the country and in the world right now. I work as a therapist, and the world's leading expert in narcissism describes it as epidemic. Yeah, dude. I don't know. We're becoming like shut into our own little worlds. It makes sense, right? Like you think about the way people live now. People don't have to care about anybody else's concerns or needs but their own. And that's number one in everybody's mind. So yeah, it would push people to narcissism. So it makes sense, man.
your feelings are data. But don't stop there. Give us some conclusions. In fact, let's say she is being fake. Let's explore all the theories for why that could be, including the ones you're not supposed to say out loud. Do you think it's theory A, that she's faking it because she helped kill Charlie? How about B, she's faking it because she thinks Israel killed him, but won't say it? I know. It's shocking to hear this said out loud. But here's the thing. It needs to be said, because the silence of skeptics is suggestive. With their feelings, they're loud, but with their theories, they whisper. And here's the truth. Those theories have a non-zero chance of being true. But are they the most likely? Or is there a simpler explanation no one's considering? Like theory C, she's trying to be real, but sometimes fails and is fake because she has an impossible task. Part of her just wants to be human. To be an emotional, grieving widow who is off camera, off social media, and with her kids. But another part of her needs to be rational, be on camera, and be a leader. Some people point to Jackie Kennedy and say, well, look at how she reacted compared to Erica. You're right. Jackie did handle it differently. She didn't make a public address until 53 days after JFK died.
But you also didn't have social media picking apart every fucking thing she did.
But here's the thing. Jackie wasn't JFK's successor. Erica is Charlie's. JFK didn't ask Jackie to replace him if he died. But Charlie asked Erica to. Jackie just needed to be a grieving single mom for her 2 kids. Erica needs to do that and be the CEO for 450 staff members at Turning Point, while supporting 3,500 chapters through Turning Point. Meanwhile, inspiring the 1 million students in Turning Point and manage $85 million in revenue for Turning Point. So given that, let's say that Erica showed everyone all of her emotions, her rage, her pain, her grief. Maybe then she'd win the approval of the comment sections. But at what price? Maybe people would give her sympathy. Maybe you'd feel her, but would they think her a weak, emotional woman in private? This is the cold calculus that leaders must constantly solve. They must balance head and heart. This
is just another theory, but hey, you know, this theory is just as valid as the theory that she's acting strange because she murdered somebody. Yeah, so I looked this up. Apparently it's right. The sharp rise in narcissism, especially narcissistic personality traits, not just full-blown NPD over the past 40 to 50 years, is one of the best documented trends in personality psychology. Multiple large-scale cross-temporal meta-analyses show that scores on the narcissistic personality inventory rose about 30% among American college students from the 1980s to the late 2010s, with similar, though sometimes smaller, increases in many other countries. Here are the main drivers. Parenting style shifts. Everyone gets a trophy. Since the 70s and 80s, self-esteem programs in schools and everyone's special parenting exploded. Yeah, everyone's special. You could do anything you want if you put your mind to it. Well, hopefully some of you motherfuckers want to be janitors because we need that. And nobody wants to be a fucking janitor. So clearly that's not going to work out. And I think that's a big part of why people struggle so much in adulthood, because then they got to deal with the fact that they were lied to as a child. You know, and it's like, oh, so I have to just take a shitty job and work? I'm not going to be a movie star, rock star, super athlete. I just got to fucking work at McDonald's? Yeah, sorry. You're still special, though. Go make me a special double cheeseburger, please. Studies find that parental overvaluation, my child is more special than others, predicts narcissism in children far better than low self-esteem or permissive parenting alone. Helicopter over-involved parenting also shields kids from failure, reducing resilience and increasing entitlement. Number 2, social media and digital culture. Platforms reward self-promotion, curated images, and attention-seeking, likes, followers, and viral fame. Longitudinal and experimental studies link heavier Instagram TikTok use strongly predicts increases in narcissistic traits, especially in adolescence. Look at me culture normalizes grandiose self-presentation that used to be considered cringe. True, it was cringe. Now it's par for the course. Everybody's doing it. Economic and cultural individualism. Western culture has moved toward extreme individualism, celebrity worship, and status competition since the 1980s. This is all true. Countries with higher individualism scores or that adopted neoliberal policies faster tend to show faster rises in narcissism, e.g., US versus Japan. Decline of community and rise of loneliness, the loneliness epidemic. Paradoxically, narcissism often masks insecurity as bowling leagues, churches, and civic groups collapsed. Yeah, no one's bowling anymore? That sucks. Bowling is fun. I don't even like bowling, but bowling's fun because you get some fries and some fucking pizza or whatever. They got a little snack bar. You get some food and some beer. It's just a good time hanging with your boys. Anyway, since that collapse, people turned inward. Narcissistic traits became a compensatory strategy when genuine belonging is scarce. Changes in education and the economy, grade inflation, easy A's, and the message that you can be anything created unrealistic expectations. Yeah, makes sense. Simultaneously, the job market for young people became more precarious and winner take all, increasing status anxiety and the incentive to self-promote aggressively. Yeah, like that's how you have success now. Social media, whether it's finding a job, it's my LinkedIn page. I need a bunch of people to back me up on LinkedIn and give me good fucking reviews. Or if you're trying to build it as everything's about social media now and just how many people follow you. Possible genetic selection effects, smaller roles. This is the least of the reasons. Some researchers speculate that highly narcissistic people now have slightly more children on average, or that assertive mating is amplifying the trait. But the evidence here is still thin, and the effect size would be tiny compared with cultural factors. So essentially, narcissists are more successful in having more children. Interesting. The trend has slowed or plateaued since 2015. Well, that's good news. I kind of find that hard to believe. It doesn't seem to be slowing to me. Possibly because Gen Z is reacting against performative narcissism, or because scores can't keep rising forever. They've maxed out. It's topped out. But average levels are still much higher than in the 70s. Short version, a perfect storm of over-validating parenting, self-esteem movements that backfired, social media dopamine loops, and hyper-individualistic culture turned mild self-confidence into widespread entitlement and grandiosity. Interesting. Pretty interesting. So some interesting points there, and it makes sense. I think Grok's cooking right there. SoundX Phonetic. What's up, bro? I entered a bowling tournament. I've never played it before when I was 11. I won it. Trophy. A lot of pissed off people after. Fuck knows how I did it, honestly. Beginner's luck, bro. It's a real thing. Yeah, that's Grok. Free speech enjoyer. I asked Grok, why is there a rise in narcissism? And that was its answer. Damn, sociopaths and narcissists taking over. Yeah, dude. I think we are raising our kids wrong. I think school is not teaching them the skills they need. They're being over fucking pampered. We need to bring back child labor, dude. I think that'll solve this problem. I think if we get kids working at like 8 years old again, I mean, obviously I'm being hyperbolic, but we do need to get teenagers to work. 15-year-olds, we need to get them back working. I think that'll solve a lot of these problems because, I don't know, when you're faced with life and the fact that, I have to fucking do this menial task to make some money, that tends to fucking lower your ego a little bit, doesn't it? And a lot of these kids won't take these jobs because their ego's so high. They think they need to, they're going to be like the next superstar. Everybody thinks they're like the next superstar. They really do. So what goes on in a lot of people's minds as kids is like, ooh, I'm going to be the next big famous guy and I'm going to be the next influencer. I'm going to be an athlete. I'm going to be this. And it's like, they just have this overinflated self-worth, man. It's like, no, actually what we need somebody to take the fucking trash out, retard. So why don't you go and clean up, okay? McDonald's, they need somebody to fucking wipe up the fucking throw up that the babies are spewing all over the fucking playground, Why don't you go do that? Indians took the jobs kids used to do. Well, actually Indians took the higher level jobs, Kevin Bacon, from my experience. I'm sure there's some Indians that took, I'm sure there's Indians working Uber Eats and all that, but the Indians are mostly taking over the like high level jobs like engineering and shit like that. And then it's like the Guatemalans and the third world fucking people. Those are the ones who are, well, I mean, maybe India's a third world too. I don't know. Is India a third world? I don't think India would be considered a third world. Let's see. Let's see what Google has to say about you guys in India. No, India is not considered a third world country by modern standards. It's a major developing nation. Yeah. Yeah, they're taking the fucking actually good paying jobs. They're not taking the low wage fucking teenager jobs, man. In my opinion, you know, not across the board, obviously, just talking generally. All the custodians I know are white or Spanish. Yep. I mean, a lot of the menial jobs, it's all people that don't speak English from Latin America. What I see. I got behind. Yeah, you're welcome. I mean, you're fine. Blind reflex. I do that too when I watch live streams. I'll scroll back because I want to, you know, it's more important to like actually get the whole show than just watch it live. What are the top Indian universities? I don't know, man. India is second world. It's a dump. Well, I'm not going to disagree with that. I've heard, I've never been to India, but people say the smell, very difficult to deal with. That's enough for me to go, yeah, I think I'll go visit Pompeii instead. I'll go take a trip to Pompeii and check that out. You know, I'm not taking any trips to India anytime soon. No, it isn't, dude. They got some second world shit over there, Ping. What is not what? Nomadic. What are you disagreeing with? They speak English. I ran domestic cleaning business with an ex. It was rewarding, short shifts, get fit, good pay. Didn't last long, but it was good money. Yeah. I mean, there's money to be made there, man. You know, especially if you want to hire illegals. You want to make the big money, you got to hire the illegals. Easiest test for narcissism is to ask, are you a narcissist? I don't know. I haven't checked. I mean, I might be a narcissist. I don't know. I'm not going to say I'm not because I don't know. I don't go talking to fucking psychiatrists. It's a waste of time. I mean, not for everybody. Look, you want to go talk to a psychiatrist, great. I just, you know, I'm old school. I think you need to pick yourself up by your britches and keep going and stop fucking sitting there thinking about all your problems all day. That's where to me, a lot of problems come from. Sitting there thinking about your problems all day and being like, poor me. And it's like, stop, get out of your fucking head and go get busy. King passed the test. Oh, yeah, thank you. Kevin Bacon, he's diagnosed me as not having narcissism. And I'm going to take that diagnosis, Kevin Bacon, because you are a superstar actor who obviously knows what they're talking about. Free speech enjoyed. While India made huge strides with the Swachh Bharat mission, drastically cutting open defecation. Oh no. Recent data shows about 12.5% to 19% of households still lack private toilets. Yeah, that does sound not nice. I don't think I'll be visiting India anytime soon. A narcissist will usually deny they are one, as that would hurt their ability to control other people. Oh, okay. So, yeah. Well, I'm just being honest. I don't know if I'm one because I don't know if you take a test or you go talk to a shrink and then a shrink will die. I don't know. I've never been through that, so I can't say if I am or not. But I am an influencer online, so that's probably one check in the narcissism box. Yeah, but I'm, you know, I don't really like attention. Like if you go look at my social media pages, I'm not one of these people that's like constantly posting everything going on and like me, which I probably should do that. I'd probably be more successful if I was a narcissist. Everyone is gay in their own gay little way. I'm not going to disagree with that, Crumpulus. The guy with the camera pointing at him talking to a computer is definitely not a narcissist. Well, I mean, I admit it, Don. That's one ding against me here. That is a ding against me, but that's not, you know, enough to make a diagnosis. And by the way, I was already diagnosed by Kevin Bacon as not having narcissism, so I'm going to accept that diagnosis. But yeah, that is one. Maybe that's a narcissistic trait. But what if, you know, you like entertainment, you like entertaining, you like, you know, doing a show. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? Thank you. Stellar also backed me up. I'm definitely not one. Thank you, Stellar. I've seen some perfectly fine third world areas in Miami. You are. No problem. Well, thank you. Buddhist has diagnosed me as a narcissist. Okay, well, I'm going to be a narcissist and not accept your diagnosis, Buddha. I have a piece of India in my house. It's called a garbage can. That's so mean. Disavow, Dottie. You got to disavow that. Kevin Bacon, that's summing it up. What did I miss from Kevin Bacon? Kevin Bacon's an expert. Whatever he says, I agree with. Jesus basically said everybody sucks ass. Yeah, I don't know if I can disagree with that. Body language and stuff blowing up is interesting. The guy you play on here is good, but the best around is the behavior panel. Top 4 body language guys in the world. I don't think I've seen that one, Blind Reflex. The behavior panel. I have to check it out. You are best when not discussing yourself in the third person point of view. Okay. What are your thoughts on the Game Awards? I don't know. Don't pay attention. I just want a good game to play to kill time, when I'm relaxing, and that just gets difficult. And then like the games I like Puck, they're so fucking sweaty that they're fun, but then I just want a game I can play solo, single player, and just like like a GTA 6 story mode type game. I need that. I finished Kingdom Come 2. That was great. That was it kind of caught me off guard. I thought I was going to keep going. I thought I was like, I must be like halfway through this game, and then all of a sudden it ended, and I'm like, oh no. No more game for me. So I need to find something else to play. I've been playing Silk Song and enjoying it. Silk Song, I've heard of that. What's Silk Song? Silk Song. What I usually do is people go, oh, this game sounds good, and then I pull up videos of it. And then it's just too many times I'll see the video and I'm like, I've had this experience already. Do I want to do this again? Because so many games are just the same fucking thing. Just repackaged. Oh, this is one of those platformer type games. Yeah, I'm not really into these type of games. Even when they were I was at the age where these were the games, I wasn't into them. Contra wasn't bad though. I liked Contra. But yeah, I don't know. I get bored with these type of side scroller games, man. I'm glad you found something you like. I'll still be looking. Any other games? Any other games, guys? Time Splitters. Time Splitters is the one. Isn't that the shooter where you push down the little platform thing to come out from undercover? Isn't that what Time Splitters is? I don't know. It's Time something. I used to play that arcade game all the time. Time Splitters. Let me see. I'm probably wrong. It's probably something else. Here, let me find out what Time Splitters is. Time Splitters. Okay, it's just a first-person shooter.
Hold it right there, Crow.
Oh, this is an old game too, huh? 16 years ago? So that's not a new game, is it? That's an old game. Sometimes there's old games that are great that I never played. New Terminator 2 side-scroll like Contra. GoldenEye era. Yeah, that was one of the greatest eras. Buddhist Priest. GoldenEye was... introduced a lot of people like Doom as well to first-person shooters, man. One thing... when I was a kid, I remember playing Doom. I played it on the Jaguar, because, yeah, I had a Jaguar. And Doom on the Jaguar was badass. And I just had this idea when I was playing that. I was like, ooh, every game's going to be like this. Like Madden eventually is going to be like this. And I imagined Madden, like, you playing Madden and being in first person like you are in Doom. But it's never really happened. I'd like that. I'd like a first person. Well, yeah, it has in like Puck. Puck is like that. I just realized that. Puck is that. Puck is, you're just one guy in first person with your stick. You're not controlling the whole team. But yeah, I'd like to see more first-person fucking sports games. Side scrollers forever, quarters in my formative experience. Yeah, well, everybody likes what they like. Metal Gear Solid was great too, yeah. You're right, laugh aloud. Doom is one of the most cloned games ever. Yeah, it kicked it off, man. That's what happens, dude. Like, somebody has success with something, invents some new thing, and then everybody copies it. Like GTA, everybody copies GTA. Now everything's an open world game. To the point where open world shit is kind of boring. But man, I wonder how GTA 6 is going to come out. I hope it doesn't. I hope it lives up to expectations, because it's going to be difficult to live up to expectations. GoldenEye is what started it all. Well, yeah, GoldenEye was more... There's more people playing GoldenEye than played Doom because it was so fucking popular, and everybody had an N64, but I think if we're talking about first-person shooters, wasn't like Wolfenstein? What was the first-person shooter? That's a good question. What was the first-person shooter? Come on, Grok. Don't hallucinate, please. Give me a solid answer here. Maze War 1973 is widely recognized as the first-person shooter. Developed by high school students Greg Thompson and Howard Palmer during a NASA work-study program? Okay. We got to look this up. Okay, I guess technically it would be a first-person shooter. But it's, you know, one of those old-looking games that looks like Pong and shit.
Tom Eubann, and this is my MLAT PDS-1B, which was born in about 1972. And it was the one of
This is the first-person shooter, Maze War.
the first graphics computers. It's a vector graphics machine. And it was the machine that Maze War was
Oh, I see. Going down a hallway.
originally written for.
And we're playing Maze War right now as we speak with the other workstation today.
Can you shoot, though? Or is it just in first person? Because it's not a first-person shooter if you don't got a gun, dude.
Down there.
It's right here.
This is us right there. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think this was a shooter. I think you were just in first person trying to get out of a maze. So I guess this was the first-person game. I don't know, Grok. I don't know if I accept that response, Grok. Let's see. 3D maze, first-person view, multiplayer shooting, scoring. Okay, I guess you could shoot in Maze War. I always thought it was like Wolfenstein 3D. Yeah, because Wolfenstein 3D came out before Doom. Battlezone. Okay, I remember Battlezone. That's the first-person one. Yeah. I guess, man. Yeah, I'm old enough. I played the Atari, dude. Are you a person? You probably only had one bad guy. Yeah, most likely. I remember this on the Armstrad's C64. I had a Commodore 64 too. I remember, I mean, it was way after the fact. It wasn't, I'm not that old, but I remember my dad bought one because somebody was selling it. I remember playing strip poker on it. It worked. I mean, it was at the time when like there were consoles, like I think Sega Genesis and Nintendo, all that was out. And that was my first computer, a Commodore 64. And yeah, I remember playing strip poker. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Mass Effect 3, if you want great story, and FPS, a little older, but whatever. I think I played Mass Effect 3. I know I played 1 and 2. I can't remember if I played 3. But is there enough like new shit that it's worth playing? Because sometimes like the experience gets old, you know? Like I just want a new experience. W3D, same people who made Doom anyways, ID Software. Okay. Okay. Every dude wanted one. I still need to watch Peaky Blinders. Yeah, there's so many shows I need to watch too, MMAKO. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's what I could do instead of playing a video game. Catch up on the great shows. But I gave up on Netflix shows because it was always the same shit. It was like the first season great, second season up. Here comes all the fucking woke characters. Here comes the big woke wrench that gets just shoved right into the storyline, and it feels so unnatural and it ruins everything. I'm guessing that's not every show on Netflix, but it seemed to be every show every time I'd fucking watch. That got annoying. The Mass Effect trilogy is timeless in my opinion. I'll check out Mass Effect 3 because I don't remember if I fucking played the third one. I don't remember. Maze War predates laser tag? Yeah. I mean, 73, that's a long time ago, bro. 73 is a long time ago. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to get out of here. I'll try to do a show tomorrow. I'm going to definitely do one this weekend. So if I don't do it tomorrow, I'll do it Sunday. So look out for another show this weekend, possibly tomorrow. And if not, then Sunday. But much love, everybody. Have a great weekend. You guys earned it. Hard working week. So I hope you guys enjoy a good, nice weekend and rest. And I hope I feel better tomorrow because I don't know what's going on. My energy is so low today. It happened to me yesterday too, but then by the time I did the show, I was normal. But today it's been dragging on all day. I think I might be fighting something. I think I might be fighting a cold or something. Thanks, Ping. Yeah, you guys are welcome. Thanks for showing up, guys. You guys rock. Appreciate all the support, the 10 members, MFG, you rock, all the super chats. Links are in the description if you do want to support on Patreon or you want to join the Discord. It's very much appreciated. Come hang out on the Discord. It's free, doesn't cost nothing. It's not behind a paywall. And we'll see you guys on the next episode. Thank you guys. Y'all have a wonderful night, okay? Take care.
Please subscribe and hit the like and ring that bell if you want notified. Here's some other videos to watch that you might like or you might not. Have a great day, my internet friend. I hope I'll see you once again. Please subscribe and hit the like and ring that bell if you want notified. Have a great day, my internet friend. I hope I'll see you once again. Please subscribe and hit the like and ring that bell if you want notified.